don't even know. Yeah, whatever. I know. Maybe. I might know.
I don't think you know anything, actually.
What I'd like to know is, your mom single?
Is your mom single?
Is your mom free tonight?
And tonight, we're bringing a show straight into your ears. Closing Shift, episode 8. Here it is.
Yeah, so late at night for all you
So
lovely
late.
West Coasters who are getting this at 2 p.m.
Well, actually, everybody's getting it at 3 p.m. on the proper West Coast, but if you're in Arizona, you get it at 2 p.m.
No, you're the same. Mountain Time is the same as West Coast right now.
It is not. Oh, wait, no, right now it is.
No, it is. Yeah, it is, because daylight savings is going on.
It was before. But
Right.
now we're equal to PST. It just happened.
It just happened.
It just happened.
We're just dealing with the unraveling of the situation. You have to give us time while we cover this.
We're getting new information. We have our top analysts on the issue of whether or not it's daylight savings.
I saw this TikTok like that. That was this comedic news bit. I believe it was from The Daily Show, and it was... Oh, no, actually... No. I saw something different. This was just some guy on TikTok. I don't remember his name. But he did a news bit that was like... This just in... Oh, yeah, that's right. He was being Tucker Carlson, and he was like, Jesus just came back, and you won't believe what he had to say, like, just saying all this, like, super liberal shit. And, like,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
stuff that Tucker Carlson would be mad at, but just like, you thought you could trust your Messiah or whatever, something like that. And I was just laughing because I was like, it's so funny because accurate Jesus would come back and say all that shit, and then they'd have nothing to tie their evil to.
Now, there was like an actual thing, probably close to a year ago, where there was a pastor talking about how like Jesus preaches love, and all just like going over the parts of the Bible. All he was just doing was just reading the part of the Bible that like a part of his normal sermon about how Jesus like preaches love thy neighbor and things like that. And members of his congregation
Read the Bible.
Read the Bible. Members of his congregation, both in person and online, were like making remarks and leaving comments about how the church is being taken over by liberal propaganda, because they were like, it's like Jesus preaches love and peace, and he's like, I don't know about that. I think my preacher's gone woke. It's like, damn, they're like actually just refuting the Bible at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, I don't know. It's like we try. I don't know. I don't want to start this. I don't want to start this episode so divided. Welcome back to Closing Shift. By the way, I know we kind of did an intro, but of course I'm your host, Cosmic Emerald, joined by my other co-host, Rotting Coffee, as opposed to my co-host, not my other one, which is Rotting Coffee.
You have another co-host? Why have we never talked about this?
His name is Markiplier.
Oh my god!
Hello, my name is Markiplier. And welcome back to Closing Shift at Freddy's.
I'm being cheated on.
I've never had a show that got off the ground that was co-hosted by anybody else that I know of. I definitely had one or two, but I don't think I've ever had a show that actually went anywhere, especially like emotionally and mentally with me, that was co-hosted by anybody else. Like Big Why Big was the first like time I ever took something like that seriously, and I mean Big Why Big was the only thing until Closing Shift. Besides that, I hosted everything by myself. Just had guests.
For the past 3 years, we've been not only business partners, comedies, and partners in comedies.
Not only have we been business and comedy,
crime and partners.
we've been businesses and comedies and YouTubes.
Just sweating from my brow.
I don't know if she'll feel the same.
Comedies and Cartner.
Big old dick.
Dig old bick.
Oh, wait, no. That's what I meant to say. I said it correctly. I meant to say dig old dick.
Said the quiet part out loud.
Man.
We just listened to that right before starting this. We listened to These Nuts, the brand new NSP album, which we talked about last time, that we were like, it came out on the day that the last episode released.
Yep.
And we just listened to it now, right before recording. And I also listened to Level Up for the first time.
Yeah.
We did both.
We experienced These Nuts together. We both went in on These Nuts at the same time. And then it showed me a Level Up, because I heard Level Up when it came out like 2 2.5 years ago.
2.25.
And yeah, Level Up came out like a year before I did. And
Yeah.
it's such a dope album. There's some songs that tragically do not have the same like charm they used to, because for some reason NSP took some of like the dialogue and the story out. But that part is sad, but the songs that are good are so fucking good. And These Nuts is good too. I liked every single that came off of These Nuts, but every song was good. I was actually quite shocked at the first one, Get Ready to Be Ready, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That one went hard as fuck, and it's the first song on the album. I was like, sheesh.
They covered so many genres in These Nuts.
They did. I like was thinking during listening to the album, I was like, it feels like every album they do gets a decade older. Like, it had kind of like a Beach Boys thing with the heavy metal or whatever. Not heavy metal, the
death metal.
Yeah. But I'm death metal was what it was. It was like a tropical, like beachy. So it wasn't death metal. That was the joke. And
yeah,
it was. But there was this song that was like Beach Boys swing, kind of like a doobie doo bop, a doobie doo bop. I think that was Diggle Big.
That's Nut Heat.
Or is that Nut Heat? Yeah. I don't know. It's one of the ones that has to do with nuts or dicks or something.
The one that's like the shoo-wop music, that's Nut Heat.
Yeah.
And Digglebick, I'm trying to remember what genre that kind of was.
I have enjoyed, personally, the recent edition, because I mean, it's hard to say recent editions because they've only had 2 original albums in the 2020s so far. But every album since at least Cool Patrol, every original album, they seem to have like a harder rock hit. This album's song being Galaxy Hamster, and like it's similar to like Thunder and Lightning on the Prophecy.
Animated by the same people too.
And you of course would know this being an NSP fan. And if you're not an NSP fan, what are you doing here?
What the fuck? That isn't an NSP.
It's also kind of funny that the only music video that Ninja Sex Party has on iTunes or Apple Music is 6969, the original. So that's kind of fun to just see every time I go to their page.
I like that that death metal is basically just the inverse of Cookies.
Yeah.
It's like the same premise, but just like flipped.
That one's from Strawberries and Cream, ain't it?
I believe so, yeah. And that one has, I think the music video has Zan Alda.
Oh no, is it from NSFW?
No, it's not that old.
Where the fuck is it? I don't see it on Strawberries and Cream.
Isn't it on Attitude City?
Is it from Attitude City? Ah, why are you playing so loud? Shush.
Dude, Attitude City was so fucking long ago. That's the album that came out right when I started watching Game Grumps.
Attitude City came out almost 10 years ago. It's almost 10 years old. It came out in July 2015. It'll be a year old. It's actually in exactly, 4 months and 1 year on the 17th. It's the 17th of March recording this. It'll be July 17th, 2025 when that album turns 10 years old. Also, that is the album Cookies is from, which I did not realize.
That would be like when I first started watching Game Grumps, that was the album that they were promoting at that time.
They were promoting music videos from Attitude City when I think the album was already out though. Because I remember I watched, what's weird about Under the Covers is that it came out in March 2016, but I definitely was there when they were promoting it, which means I started watching Game Grumps before 2016, or at least at the beginning. And I thought I had started watching Game Grumps in the middle of 2016, but I think I'm mistaking that for when I started fully listening to NSP, because the only reason I know that is because it was like summer of Pokemon Go that I started full-time listening to them.
Damn.
And it was Samurai, we talked about this before, literally, but the Samurai Abstinence Patrol was the first video of theirs I saw, which made me want to listen to more of their stuff. And that was what they were promoting. I've said this before. It was at the beginning of like SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Part 1. But anyway, I won't rehash.
You know what like the summer of 2016 feels like from a modern perspective, like retrospectively?
Dead.
the summer of 2016, it kind of feels like the prequel to 2020 that nobody knew was a prequel until, after 2020. That's just like that. Like it definitely like has a lot of the same vibe of just like, oh, shit can get really weird because of the internet and other outside world factors. Like things are capable of getting really fucking weird. And that was like the precursor to how weird things got around 2020. It's like, damn, it was the canary in the coal mine warning us that like everything was about to get fucking flipped upside down.
Okay, guys, looks like some of us forgot the rules. So let me grab the rule book and let me read these out to you guys real quick again. Number 1, shut the fuck up. Number 2, stop fucking pissing me off. Number 3, I also can't believe. So I was asking Mia this because this morning, and I saw this game a while before Game Grumps played it on their channel, but there's a game called Bad Ben out there, and it's the funniest fucking indie horror game I've ever seen in my fucking life. Especially because the main protagonist of the game, obviously being Bad Ben, just has this like Jersey accent, and he's just in the game all the time like, God damn it. And the game has a swear button to which you can just do that. He'll be like, ass. Shit. God damn it.
Sounds like an AVGN video game.
It's so funny. It's one of the funniest games I've seen come out of the 2020s. And it's based on a movie, apparently, because there's like a trailer for it in the game that's got like a real guy that looks similar. And I was like, have you seen? I was watching them play Bad Ben before. I was watching the Game Grumps play it. Have you seen that? And Mia was like, no. And I'm like, so shocked. Like, have you never seen anybody play it?
No.
Like, it's not the biggest. It wasn't the biggest deal.
It's
but
one of
like,
those things that missed me.
Damn, that's crazy because it's just so funny. Like, I want to show it to you so that you can experience what it is because it's fucking hilarious. It's just this like guy in like a white t-shirt, jeans, and a fedora for some reason. Just like, what the fuck? And every time there's like a strange paranormal occurrence in his house, he's like, where are you, you little bitch? You better get the fuck out of my house. And his confidence is just unmatched. It's amazing.
Yeah, it seems like a great premise. It's like it's one of those things that's just like missed me by happenstance.
I would have really pushed it to be on Big Wow Big if I had thought about it. I don't know when the game came out, but it came out, I'm certain it came out at some point while we were doing Big Wow Big, but it was so funny and just like, I don't know the name of the guy who plays Bad Ben. I'm sure that his name is not actually Bad Ben.
His name is Nice Benjamin.
His name is Nice Benji. It's so funny. It's, oh my God, it's fantastical. Almost as good as These Nuts.
These Nuts. It was a really good album. I enjoyed every track on it thoroughly.
Yeah, for sure. I like albums that are good albums. There's an artist I've been listening to for a long time. I mostly used to listen to his like extra SoundCloud shit, which was professionally done, but just it was like using samples from other songs that he would have gotten stricken for. This artist called Time Flies, and he makes a lot of original music on his like latest like album, which is not like that new, but he has T-Pain as a feature on one of the songs. But he makes music like that, and like I listened to like one of his albums recently. The album with T-Pain is called After Hours. It's from 2014. It's like really not new.
After Hours.
I listened to an album. Wow, I actually didn't know this one was newer. Just for Fun is an album by Time Flies, and it's just like a good album. I listened to the whole thing at work one day, and I was like, "This is just actually a good album." I was like shocked. Damn, yeah, no, it's a bop. If you're into like good pop, just like catchy shit, it's good.
Hey, he thinks that he's the shit because his man knew her.
He thinks he's him. This guy thinks he's him.
Have you listened to anything of Riley Ritchie, Jacob Anderson, also a guest of the Game Grumps?
I might have.
He had like there's like this one single, probably around 2018, maybe it would have been around the time that he went on Guest Grumps, and also at the same time that he was on Game of Thrones.
Yes.
But he had songs. What is it called? What is the? I think it's called Time in a Tree. And it's just like a real good, like, it's kind of like, I think that kind of vibe of song is what got me into listening to things like EXO, because it kind of has a lot of that same kind of vibe of like, not really like, before hearing stuff like that, most of my exposure to any kind of rap music or anything was like the kind of shit that, you know, my neighbors fucking like, 2 a.m. That was kind of my, like, I was like, I'm not really into that. I don't want to listen to that. But then I listen to shit like that, you know, like Riley Ritchie. I'm like, oh, there's nice stuff that's not blowing out my eardrums. And there's like, there's more than just fucking hype shit. And now I'm decently into rap.
Yeah, you can find a lot of good stuff if you don't listen to it through your neighbor's walls. You just gotta look.
I don't know, man. You can look,
you look in the right places.
You can get some good references through your neighbor's walls. Like there's this really good track called Huh. And
there's this good track called Shut the Fuck Up, Bitch. Talk to me like that again.
Trying to figure out if your neighbors are having a domestic dispute or just listening to Kendrick Lamar really loud.
We gonna be all right.
Well, I think it's like he has like a track that like starts with a domestic dispute.
He does. It's on that newer album of his that a lot of people were like, this is just like recorded audio. This isn't even music.
This is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't connect with any of the songs majorly on that album. I went through and listened to it one time, but I only listened to it one time. I'd listen to it again for sure. I mean, I love Kendrick Lamar for sure. He's one of my favorite. Excuse me for hitting my mic like a fucking like a bitch, like a bop it bitch, like a bitch who plays bop it. Mike Bottom, bop it. Sorry. Anyway, I just took an Adderall like 5 minutes ago, so I'm feeling like talkative, but I don't have anything to talk about, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm like feeling rapidly talkative, but I'm trying to like stay on track at the same time because my train of thought hasn't caught up to
I haven't had ADHD medication in like months at this point. I think last time I had ADHD medication would have been probably around Thanksgiving last year, and I haven't had it since because I don't like my doctor, and he's very difficult to get in contact with. I still need to find a new primary because my current primary sucks ass, and I don't want to talk to him, and it's a pain to try and get any kind of medication through him, so I haven't. Mm-hmm. And so I'm probably not going to get ADHD medication until I switch primaries, and then I'll have to go through the whole process again of trying to like,
right.
God, just the ADHD medication process of just like, okay, let's try this one. Seems like it would work for you. Oop, not in stock ever. Let's try this one. Insurance doesn't cover it. Let's try this one. They don't even manufacture it. Let's try this one. $500. It's a time, and it's not a stress that I feel like going through right now because that was already like 4 months of my life in early 2023 was just dealing with that. And I am not keen to start that struggle again. If it's not bothering me enough to deal with it, I'm just going to let that one sit on the back burner. I think my head would explode.
I understand that. Hey, here's a challenge for all of you out there. Why don't you guys go watch all the Big Wild Big videos we made in 2023 and make a compilation of every time Mia talked about this medicine issue.
Oh my God, yeah.
And in Late Night with Big and Wow / Closing Shift. I mean, you can use this moment right here.
Go to the episode Medication Madness.
But yeah, go find. How about that? There's a great starting point for you. Yeah, I understand. I have actually gotten, admittedly, this is bad, but I've gotten admittedly lazy with dealing with my prescriptions. In fact, I get them. I just don't go get them. I get them sent to my pharmacy, and I just keep forgetting to get them. It's really bad, and I really should stop doing that. Although, to be fair, I need to have my medication dosages upped because my medicines aren't quite as strong as they were before now. Like, I have this dosage. I was taking 50 milligram anxiety meds, and those were working for a while, and then they weren't working as well. And I tried, while the 50 milligram were still my normal, I tried 150 milligram or something like that. Is that what it is? Hold on, let me be at least mostly. Oh no, I was on 25 and I tried 50, excuse me. So I'm on 50 now normally, but when I used to take 50, it would make me like extremely sleepy. Like it was too strong. And now it's like my normal. So as these mental health things have developed, I have had to get stronger medicine, and I'm going to see my psychiatrist at some point in the next week or two, and I'm going to talk to her about that. Fortunately, what's just my favorite thing is that my Adderall comes from somebody completely different than my psychiatrist, so I have to go talk to them instead of her. So I get that. It's so annoying. I get my ADHD meds refilled through someone, my 3 medicines I get through my psychiatrist. My therapist obviously doesn't give me any medicine, and then I have just like this like pharmacy company that gives me my like really expensive MS medicine that I have to take once a month, or the disease will it's the only thing like stopping it.
It's the only thing. I was on antidepressants and ADHD medication for most of 2023, and I haven't been on either of them for many months at this point. And the antidepressants I stopped taking after a while because I was like, this really isn't doing anything. I don't really feel anything happening here. And also, like, the ADHD medication, it was always a 50-50 chance with my ADHD medication of whether or not it would actually, well, probably like a 99.1% chance of whether it would actually do anything. And it was very rare that it actually did anything. And I was like talking to my therapist in one of my sessions. I was like, Like, yeah, I just don't feel like my antidepressants are really doing much here. And she's like, oh, well, how much are you on? I'm like, I'm on this much. She's like, that is the lowest possible dose that your doctor could have prescribed. Like, no wonder it's not doing anything. It's like, I just don't want to fucking deal with that guy anymore. Fucking, not even gonna say his name, but he can fuck himself.
I love my therapist. I've been seeing my therapist since about the time I came out.
Same.
As Emmy around, that was almost 2 years ago. It was like a year and a half ago now. In October of 2024, it'll be 2 years since I've been Emmy. And this year will be my 25th birthday, Emmy's third birthday, which will be nice. That's been fun. I've been excited around the holidays because usually it's like a big family deal. Like 4 of our 5 birthdays are in December, which is awful. Wouldn't recommend. Have your babies responsibly. And think about your finances when you're having sex and when you're trying for kids. And yeah, it's just, oh my God, you have no idea. It's the fucking worst. And what makes it more sad is that my dad's birthday, who's the not December one, is in fucking June. It's like so sad. Which is fine. It's just also, it also lines up with Father's Day, which is kind of like, it makes him feel like he gets jumbled up in that. But we always give him like, one for each. One thing for each, one card and one present.
No, you feel like you get jumbled up in that. It'd be a shame if your birthday overlapped with like 5 other things.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, he doesn't make it a big deal. I'm just saying it's like kind of sad. Yeah, like we all get jumbled up with different holidays and different things. Not to mention me and my sister that I live with. Our birthdays are 1 day apart. We're next to each other, December 28th and 29th. Just the long treading distance of 7 years. Yeah, I mean, generally, I don't know. It's just kind of semi-related to birthdays. I'm happy to be alive. I'd rather be alive than be living how I was like 2 years ago. Max. I mean, 2 years ago was the worst depression of my entire life. Like nothing in like middle school or high school or anything beat 2 years ago. 2 years ago was terrible for me. And then I finally moved into this apartment with my sister because of a just fortunate opportunity from a friend, and I started going to college, thankfully, because of my mom's ability to support me. My sister supported me too. Her living here is the biggest help. Because I was going to stay in a dorm on the college campus, but I didn't want to live with strangers. And then my panic anxiety and depression started extremely developing, and my MS and stuff was going on. So, we wanted trustworthy people to be living with me or whatever. And I was willing to commute from my house, but it was also like an hour drive to downtown Atlanta from where I lived. Yeah. Which fucking sucks. And I'm happy where I'm at. Like I used to, like a lot of people know, like the meme in the friend group is that I like move my bedroom around all the time. I move the layout of it around all the time, but I haven't done that in months. Like I love where it's at. I love everything. I finally got like an awesome whiteboard set up for my school organization. Like let me send you a picture of this. I've got like a decent size, like medium sized whiteboard in the middle for writing down my schoolwork every week. This is how I organize my life, by the way, is whiteboards. And I have a smaller one on the right for daily tasks, and then I have a left wall organizer. It's like a rack with different little metal containers. Not sure how to describe it, but Mia will understand at least. If you're an audio listener, then you are listening to the show, because that's the only way you can consume the show.
If you're an audio listener, you're in the elite 100% of listeners.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I just sent it to you, but yeah, I got like a cute, like, leaf themed notebook for the top. My 2 school notebooks are in the bottom middle, and then I've got my markers and scissors there. It's just a nice little setup. It's cute. It's easy to get to. I put a lot of my like Game Grumps and Disney pins on the top of it because it had a little pin board section. I want to fill out the bottom with the rest of my pins, but I haven't had the ability to have the picture of us that I have a like board of. I forget what kind of board it is, but the kind of like thick picture board you can put a picture on that's like not like a frame, but like what the fuck are those
like poster
called?
Board?
No, not a poster board, but like the like 3-dimensional. Let me try to do research on what's this called, but. Yeah. I think it's canvas, but the big picture I have of us all on the boat in when we went to do the meetup. I finally got that picture back up. I haven't had that picture up in months, but I finally found a good spot for it, and I was like, it's so nice to see my friends every day again.
Wow.
Just that perfect picture with Bo and Curtis creating so much tension between you and me. But yeah, it's been really fun to work on all these. Sorry, I'm saying and a lot, but I'm just going off. But anyway, yeah, I was just saying that I'm happy to have made so many discoveries on better ways to hone in on productivity and make it more fun to be organized, have nicer ways to do said productivity.
It is a very rare but very nice thing to know what's going on when you have ADHD.
Yeah.
It feels like it's just constantly like my entire week is about as organized as a rock tumbler, and it feels just about as hectic. Even if I don't have anything going on in a week, like if I have like a whole week where I don't have anything scheduled, it still feels that way because it's just like anything can happen, anything's gonna come up on me.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way. It's how it's why I used to like not be able to sleep, and then I would cope by moving my room around, just because I always could see something better in like how my room could be laid out. But this room thankfully is so small, and I have enough furniture filling it up now that I quite frankly can't move it in any way that would work. And also I'm on a, as of right now, you know, like I said, it's the 17th, so it's like Sunday, right? Yeah. It's Sunday filming this. I think since like Wednesday night, I've been on a good like 3 to 4 day streak of sleeping every night. I've been feeling fucking great. I'm loving it. Like I've been getting full night sleeps. Like, you know, the last time I got like 4 full night sleeps in a row was like when I was forced to inside the womb, probably.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. But I will break for a bit before I go into that because I don't want to take up the whole show.
I had bad sleep issues when I was a kid. Like every night, pretty much every night.
Me too.
You know, like my parents would put me to bed, and then like half an hour later, I'd be walking out of my room like, I cannot sleep. And they'd just be like, oh, go back to bed, do whatever. It's like, this is not helping. I'm going to lay there for the next 3 hours and nothing's going to change. And that was like most of my experience as like probably from the ages of like 5 to 12.
I'd go to bed and then all these women would appear and be like, please have sex with us. And I'd be like, when duty calls. Anyway, sorry.
Around the time that I turned 12, my parents were like, all of you kids are like old enough to know like when to go to sleep and manage your own sleeping schedule. So like we didn't have like curfew or anything for that. Of course, if you were like out doing stuff, then it'd be like, hey, you should probably go to sleep. But like at that, like there was a point where it was like no longer enforced.
That's absurd.
Oh yeah. Oh, they were very. What's the most polite way to say that they were negligent?
Stupid.
Yeah.
Dumb.
They stopped keeping tabs on like a lot of shit like that.
They probably just had such a passive view of how your mindsets were at that time.
Oh, they were
somewhat like that. They just had no emotional connection to trying to take care of you at that point, I guess.
Oh, from the ages of like 11 to 17, they were very hands off.
11 to 17.
To the point at even one point, my own school, like my own education, was like put in my own hands, which of course meant that I didn't do anything.
You mean like they just didn't like monitor your grades or anything like that?
Oh, basically not. They're like, here's online like education sites like Khan Academy and shit. Have fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They just like
straight
they just
up
like
dumped.
gave you the school system and were like, do this?
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Not only was I like in public school.
That was like my entire high school years.
Not only was I like in public school with other kids, I also was like, I had like a gun down my throat to do well all the time. Like and I love my parents. Don't get me wrong. Like if they ever hear this, mom and dad, I'm not talking shit about you. This is just how it was in the past from my perspective. But I was so like, you have to do well or you're going to be a fucking failure. And it was enforced to that degree. It was not like, oh, you're doing bad, you should be doing better. It was like, what are you going to do when you fucking fail if you don't pass? Like it was all or nothing. And like, I felt like that all of high school, besides like when I could get away from my parents or go smoke weed at my friend's house that nobody knew about. Yeah. By the way, most chill situation I had with that friend, my lovely friend Mark, who makes music, Kid Crow on Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get music. Love his music for sure. I remember when we were kids and he would talk about music and I'm just so proud of him. He's just doing so well right now. Not the point.
That's my boy.
That's my boy. What I was going to tell a story about him is that when I turned 16 and got my license, I still, for like the first week, I don't know if this is in every state, but when you get your driver's license, you get like a paper one before they send you your real one. And I had that one. I had my paper one. And I was like, yeah, I'll take you home, whatever. Take Mark home illegally because you got to wait 6 months to drive other people in your car after you get your license. I did it a few times. But what was annoying is that I tried to drive him home that day. Like, again, this is like within the week I got my license. And some girl like rear-ended me while we were sitting at a stop sign. She rear-ended the shit out of me. And we got out of the car and I was like blown away because it wasn't my fault. So I had no reason to feel guilty. I was just like, what the fuck? And like, the car was old enough that you couldn't tell that there was damage anyway, so that didn't matter. But we were just, but she, well, I mean, first of all, for her, she just gave like some bullshit excuse, like my shoelace like pulled the thing, and I was like, yeah, I'm not mad at you, but just like, don't run into people's cars. Like, I don't know how you thought. We were stopped for like a solid 10 seconds or more before she hit me. But anyway, the point of the story was that I had Mark and I was going to take him home, but since Mark walked home all the time anyway, he pulled the most like homie stock thing ever and was just like, I'll just walk home, just act like I wasn't here.
Damn, yeah.
And he did. He's one of the coolest homies I ever had in grade school. I love Mark to death. He's great. He's just a great dude in general. He still releases, I see it on his Instagram story, he promotes a lot of new stuff he's releasing, and I heard what was his, let me see what his new single was that he released recently, I heard. But yeah, I had a lot of funny experiences with cars. Like, I think I've told the one about the girl who rear-ended me when I was on my way to work and I was like 18 and she rear-ended me and she did such little damage to the car I was driving and I hated that car that I was driving. So I was just like, look, I'm not going to tell anybody about this. Just like, be careful next time. And then and then we like hugged it out and I let her drive off and I didn't charge her at all for hitting my car.
We're just going to pretend this didn't happen.
I mean, because to be fair, you wouldn't even be able to tell she hit my car. Like, I drove that car for years after and nobody ever noticed that it got hit. It was the littlest bump.
A little love tap.
But I could tell the panic. She was clearly like a teenager and she like hard followed me into the road I pulled off on just because I remember she bumped me and I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? But then I just like looked at my car and I took a deep breath. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to hold you accountable for this at all in terms of like legal enforcement. I'm just going to like say like, you know, you can take this as like a warning to like be more careful on the road or whatever. But like, I'm not going to like charge you for bumping my car. I don't care enough about this car to put another human's life in pain for that. And you seem like a nice girl. Just be careful next time. And then, yeah, she hugged me. It was a kind of sweet human moment, to be honest.
I feel like 60% of people on the road just shouldn't be. Especially out here in Arizona. It's like nobody, and I mean nobody, knows how to drive. If you're not going 10 over... I mean
nobody.
Yeah, if you're not going 10 over in Arizona, you're not driving. There is zero common sense to anybody. I've seen people drive around stop signs. Like, they'll be like, one car behind the car in front. So it's like they're like one turn away from being able to turn on a stop sign, and they'll just go around the sign, like off the road, to like make their turn.
Weird.
Just not very good time.
Yeah. The scariest thing for me is when somebody who's used to driving in like rural Georgia and like, because most of them are people with like big trucks who drive like the truck is their dick and the road is every woman's body on the planet. My truck is my strength, and my strength is my power, and my power is my truck, and my truck is my dick. Yeah, I mean, that's basically the mindset. It's very accurate. And when those people get into Atlanta, then it's like the purge. It's terrifying. It's fucking hard to drive anywhere. Somebody I know personally being a big example, but I won't DDoS them.
I've seen twice. There's like in Glendale here in Arizona. There's like I've driven Glendale, Arizona. There's a lifted truck dealer that's like the whole dealership is just lifted trucks, and I'm like, damn, that's where all the douchebags are born. I feel like I want to like toss a grenade in the hole like it's Helldivers too.
Toss a grenade,
just like fucking close out the fucking like bot factory.
IRL Helldivers, but you just have to like.
Dude, like, I feel like I just need to, like, close the doors of it and just get the fucking, like, medium outpost cleared.
That's funny.
This is a joke. I do not intend to cause any kind of explosion at a lifted truck dealership.
This is a joke. For audio listeners, this is a joke.
Future me here, letting you know that this next section was recorded before the Quiet on Set documentary was released. Just keep that in mind. We don't bring these things up in any kind of distaste. It's just very unfortunate timing.
Oh my god, somebody on Twitter posted Victorious cast then versus now, and it is not them versus now. It is their pictures from back when they did the show, like Ariana Grande, Victoria Justice, etc. And then it is some celebrity that is horrible that kind of looks like them. And I hate it. For example, it's a picture of Ariana Grande with the red hair. The red hair. It's not rad. It's just red. When she was Cat Valentine, and then it's Bad Baby with red hair is the now. I don't know who this is. It looks like a mix of Nia Jax and Melissa McCarthy. I don't even know. Like, I don't know how to describe it. That's like what it is though. It's like, is that Miley Cyrus? Oh yeah, Jade West. It's just her back then, like, and then it's Miley Cyrus.
If you're a mix of Nia Jax and something else, that's like saying you have a smoothie that's mixed with banana and something else. Like, it doesn't matter. All you're tasting is banana.
And then there's Robbie, who's I guess the supposed to be the nerdy guy in Victoria's, but it's just him back then, and then it's a picture of James Charles, and I hate it. Ew, I hate it.
Ew. How's Rex doing?
Hold on. Which one's Rex?
The puppet.
Oh, they didn't do the puppet. They just did the people. I don't know who Beck is supposed to be. Andre Harris is just that picture of The Rock with the fanny pack and the chain.
What?
You don't know what picture I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know that picture.
Oh, yeah, no, it's The Rock just actually showed that picture as a joke on SmackDown this last Friday. Yeah, with the turtleneck.
Yeah.
But classic. She let me wear my chain and my turtleneck sweater. Wow, that really relates to that Rock photo. I've never thought about that. That is one of my favorite lines in music, I will say. But she let me wear my chain and my turtleneck sweater.
I'm a buff baby, but I dance like a man.
I can shake 'em my fanny, I can shake 'em my can. I'm a tough tune baby, I can punch in your buns. Punch in your buns, I can punch in your buns. If you're an evil witch, I will punch you for fun. I will say I do like that Toby Lou version. That's like, I think it's... I'm a buff baby, but I dance like a man. She a nice lady and she's shaking her yams like the yams, yams, yams.
That's the one.
That was bopping around on TikTok when I was there.
Has anybody done anything with bacon pancakes?
I don't know if anybody's ever made a real bacon pancake song. The only thing I know about is the remix.
We should make a bacon pancakes remix.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't know what. I know. Well, yeah, like I said, I know the Alicia Keys one everyone does. That's with because it's in the same fucking BPM and key as Empire State of Mind.
Oh yeah,
and it's great. Bacon pancakes in New York.
I feel like Empire State of Mind is that's probably for a lot of people in our generation. That's like baby's first exposure to like that kind of just like, wow, music can be magical.
Wow, they're talking about the real world and making it sound like a magic place.
Like, I remember, like, being a child, hearing that song for the first time, and being like, whoa, this is different. There's, like, something fantastical about this.
This is, like, art. I honestly didn't hear that song all the way through until I was, like, I don't know. I was definitely, like, a mid-teens, if not older. I did not hear the whole song for a while.
Let's be real, all teens are mid.
Yeah, true. Teenagers fucking suck.
Teenagers scare the living shit out of me.
If you're a teenager and you're listening to this, you should only be a teenager of two kinds if you're listening to this. If you're not, fuck, go away.
I should make a better version of like a little shit post that I did probably 3 years ago. I did it like weirdly enough. I think I put it in Milk is Superior video.
I remember you doing that at one point. I don't remember the song though.
Yeah, it was a little like shitty Mario Sunshine style cover of Teenagers by My Chemical Romance. I should like make that like a real thing.
Might remember that? That would be funny.
And it has like xylophone and shit.
Yeah, that sounds vaguely familiar. If I might recognize it if I heard it. But do you still have I'm trying to remember which email you shared with me that old Milk is Superior file at one time.
I'm pretty sure that was in the Big Wow Big email because we just had the most storage space there.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Although nothing's been shared with that account that I can see unless this is the official, unless it's with the other one.
I'm pretty sure the Big Wow Big Drive has a folder for the Milk is Superior archive because I put everything that I had there.
I wonder if I got rid of that on accident, I'm not seeing it here. I'm only seeing the old Patreon podcast, the Big Wap Big Show, and then the other podcast.
Who knows?
I guess it's the folder is called the real actual factual podcast this time, except that's not where the actual podcast is. So I don't know what that means. What's really annoying is that I have this folder of my old TikToks, all my Mocha Superior TikToks. I have a folder of them. They're on an old email that I made when I was 16. They're like it's like dead name super central at gmail.com, and I have my old TikToks on that email. And so I just keep sharing them every time I make a new email because I'm still logged into that other account. But I wish I could download it. I mean, I would download these one by one and put them in a new folder. It's just annoying. I don't want to do that. But there are some gems back when I was making TikToks in 2019. It's just hard for me to want to. I thought about doing a series on my TikTok where every dance I did on my old TikTok, just doing it again. And I thought that would be fun, but I might pursue that. I don't know.
I feel like that
it's
would
TikTok, so who gives a shit?
That would have the same vibe as Meat Mashers Molly on TikTok, who like did the stitch with like a thing where like they're just like putting, it's like one of those like ASMR channels, just putting a shit ton of cleaning products in like a toilet bowl, and then it like it cuts away to like 2 years later, just like, you're still doing this? I'm trans now.
Yeah, it's so crazy to me to think about the presence. I don't know. I was just ranting about this last night in a Discord server, but I've thought about, because it used to be so fun to be a presence on TikTok, because to other people, I was just like this kind of like wholesome guy creator. It was just like chill and like I was spreading positivity, whatever. But like as a trans woman nowadays, it's hard for me to want to have an internet presence. And it's one of the reasons I've thought about deleting my shit and leaving the internet so many times and just being a quiet personality. And why sometimes I'm afraid to be a big personality, even though I want to grow my stuff, or why sometimes I'm afraid to like put on any kind of persona besides that, just like guy that people know. Mm-hmm. But people just used to see me as like, oh, there's this wholesome dancer, Mocha Superior, whatever. This dude is just like chill, whatever. But like on the internet as a trans woman, people either want to kill you or fuck you. And like there's no in between for some reason. And both are extremely hard to deal with. Like people on TikTok usually are like, oh my God, I want to fit her arms up my ass and stuff. Like I've literally gotten like thirst comments over my arms before because of my arm muscles. And then when a cute video of mine goes viral on YouTube Shorts or just YouTube in general, people are like, what the fuck is this man doing on my homepage, whatever. And there's no
Chris from Mr. Beast?
You know who else?
You know who's the only other trans person I know?
It's just like, it's fucking annoying. The reason I was going to redo so many dances that I had done is because they weren't credited by these people, but there's some people I have TikTok dance videos with that I don't want to associate anymore. So having those videos on my TikTok to reference would be cool without those people involved.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I would be like, oh yeah, I'd repost these just because they're cool, and be like, I thought about making like a Milka Superior archive TikTok account and just reposting these all there, but I just feel like that would take too long. Like I am, I mean, like I would do it, but I'd have to download this whole folder, upload them all one by one, put them all in order and whatnot. And some of them are just bad videos, so I don't know why I would. Like I have them saved for the novelty of them existing without me having to have kept that account. I mean, I also just want to, I'd like to get to a point with my YouTube. I will break from talking in a minute, but I just also want to get to a point with my YouTube videos where I can kind of like cut them down into a minuscule advertisement for the full version to put on like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. So I can cut an outro at the end of the short or the TikTok and be like, go to youtube.com/ShowCosmicGamer for the full version of this video or whatever, something like that.
Look out for the Gummy Bear album.
Like I have a Gummy Bear album coming out this Sunday. I don't remember the whole thing. I used to know the whole thing. Oh, side note real quick before I stop talking. Apologies. YouTube added a feature on the clips page to actually view the clips your community made now. So you can there's actually a place to like go look at clips that your viewers made of your channel now. You can look at them. It's similar to like Twitch's where it's like created of your channel or by you, and it's like finally. And I also found out that way I only have 2 clips created by a viewer, and both were by Schultzman, and one of them I've already seen, but One of them is a clip of Chandler's feet, which I'll be happy to show you after. Also, a clip by Schultzman. I'll show you after we could stop the podcast. But it's
you see
really
that Schultzman went to a Tommy Innit show?
I did, actually. I saw him post a picture about it on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
He also not where I expected him to show up.
Yeah, right. He also was in a Minecraft wedding recently. He was part of a Minecraft wedding that was, I believe, ushered by Small Ant. He was in it.
What the hell?
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, let me go to my liked videos and see. I liked it. Yeah, I got married in Minecraft by Lysel. Schultzman was in this. He said he's around like the 24-minute mark.
Nice.
Thanks to Schultzman for being our MC and Small Ant for being our celebrant. Yeah. Like, Schultzman was in that, right? Like, that's crazy, right?
That's insane.
So congrats to Schultzman.
Schultzman has to have some kind of fucking double life.
Dude, Schultzman's just a legend. There's just no question.
He's just showing up like Stan Lee.
He just exactly. He just has a status on the internet of popping up every so. I'm proud that I have a whole video with him on my channel. Like, I'm proud of that. But anyways, what do you want to talk about?
I was saying I'm still struggling to get all of my VODs archived. Shit. I have some VODs that like I unfortunately didn't get, like some of them didn't record correctly or save right. All of my VODs, I record them locally to my computer while I stream it. And that means that if I stream for 8 hours, I have like a 25 gigabyte file that I have to do something with. And because I record in MKV, because it's a way safer format to record in, I can't upload MKV to YouTube directly. I have my full like archive channel, the Rotting Coffee, the complete show, which I haven't put any videos up publicly in like a year, because it's just like, it's so much work just to put those VODs up, because for every single VOD, I have to then re-encode it into MP4 in OBS. And if I have,
what is that
like,
process called?
Remux.
Yeah, remixing.
Yeah. So I have to do that, and then it's like the things that like if I have 100 gigabytes of VODs that I want to convert, that means that I have to have 100 gigabytes somewhere else to put it in the meantime, which is usually my external 4 terabyte drive, which is also really fucking full at this point. So I have to, because that has a really slow write speed, it takes forever to get that moved over there, just for it to like remux to there and write to that. And then if I want to get it off of that drive and put it on the YouTube archive, it then has to upload from there, which is going to take even longer because, again, it has a really slow reading and writing speed. So it takes forever to upload the VODs, to remux the VODs, and God forbid there's any kind of, like, you know, because I record all of it in one thing. Sometimes I do more than one game per stream, and I'd rather have it organized, divided. That means that I then have to, because YouTube's built-in editor is fucking shit. I have to like then put that like 8-hour VOD into Premiere and then split it into 2 and then re-render that and send it back out and then upload that. And it's like, I have to do that for months and months worth of streams. And it takes so much effort to do any of it, because I want to make those public, but also I then have to put in like all of the stream information, what date it was streamed, what's in the, like, what is the content of the VOD itself? What did I stream? What part of the game is it? Like, it's quite a task, and it makes a lot of sense why a lot of streamers just pay somebody else to do it. Because I wish I could just send it off to somebody else and be like, can you just take care of this, please? That's
how I felt over time with the Big Watt Big footage at a certain point, only because I would let it build up so much.
Yeah.
If you were to, like, I don't know, if you were to do Big Watt Big in a way where you take each session and kind of just like next chance you get to leave your computer on for a while, just go ahead and throw it in the thing and let it all export with the intros and stuff. But I don't know. I can't explain why it was intimidating and stuff now, but back then it was, and that's why we stopped doing it after a while.
Yeah, there was a point where my Big Watt Big folder was like a whole terabyte.
Yeah, we just couldn't stop recording. That was one of our main issues. We just couldn't stop recording shit.
It's an addiction.
It is. That's why I thought doing it in a live format would be better, because then we don't take any accountability for like the post process,
which we announced about 2 months ago and still have not done. But eventually.
Yeah, I've wanted to. We still both are like dealing with a lot of life stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still in school. We both still have our own channels. I've been on a hunt towards creating, or not a hunt. I've been on like a path towards creating new YouTube videos, and I've been writing and pre-planning and gathering horror games for a lot of different video ideas. And we've also been doing Closing Shift, and Mia does all the work editing that. So we've just been busy. I would like to edit it more, but this sleep schedule is the first step towards like getting to a point where I can edit some of them.
We haven't missed any of these yet, thankfully, but it got close in one of them. The one from 2 weeks ago.
The one that I edited.
Oh, well, that one, yeah.
It was the one that I edited. It was like a day late.
I guess
are you talking about a different one?
I'm talking about the one from, I think it was like episode 6, it would have been. That one, like, I didn't have done the morning of. Like, I got lucky because my sleep schedule was fucked at that point. I woke up at 2 a.m. and finished editing it and got it ready to send out.
Yeah. Well, we're only able to do our best.
See, it's weird because, like, I have the time to edit these things and to, like, do that with leisure. Because, like, I have some weeks where there's just nothing going on and, like, my schedule is wide open. But then I have a different week where my grandmother has 3 appointments, and, like, she had one the other day that was literally, like, it was 2.5 hours of driving, like, to and from that appointment, and it was just, like, exhausting. It took the entire day. And even still within that, I was able to get all the, get the episode edited and put out. But it's like, it really depends week by week of whether or not it's going to be like the easiest thing in the world to find time to do it, or if I'm going to be like scrambling because I just never have any idea what's happening in my week.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard to.
Oh my God. You know what's had my week destroyed recently?
What?
So my mother made the decision. She found like a bulk supplier on Instagram that it was like bulk produce, and she's like, this looks like a great deal. And she bought 50 pounds of potatoes. And now...
What?
Yes, she bought 50 pounds of potatoes from a bulk supplier because it was a good deal. And now...
It'll cost you 50 pounds of money.
Yeah, it costs like $15 or something like that. But, like...
Shit.
It's a great deal. The problem is that, like, we barely go through a 10-pound bag of potatoes in a leisurely amount of time. So... like, I have been scrambling this past week. Like, she got the 50-pound bag of potatoes, and she got like 15 bags of mandarin oranges, each one having like probably like somewhere in the ballpark of 50 oranges right now. And so, like, the past week it's been like, okay, we're making hash browns, we're making French fries, we're making baked potatoes, we're doing mandarin chicken, we're doing mandarin chicken again. We're gonna be making fucking everything that's potatoes, everything that's oranges before these things go bad.
Wow, amazing. I don't even know. I mean, when you bulk up on like fresh shit, that's just when you lose immediately.
Oh yeah,
you can't be too cash with buying produce and shit. You got to be careful with the timing.
Speaking of fresh produce, I have started to grow onions. I'm growing normal red onions, which I should probably get, like, I planted one cutting from one onion, and that should turn into like 6 bulbs for 6 individual onions of indeterminate size. And I'm also planting, like, how many do I have there? I got like 1, 2, 3. I got 5 green onions that are also growing now. Those are going to take a really, really long time, but at least that's like, I think I have another 2 months before my tomatoes are mature, and I'm looking forward to that. But I'm also like terrified in the meantime that like those tomatoes could just fucking die at any point, because we've been having a lot of cold snaps here as well, and the tomatoes don't like cold. So like with it getting down to like the 50s again, just randomly. Which is like, we couldn't even fucking get that in December. But that's not doing too great for the tomatoes. I'm like, oh, please fucking live. I've already dumped a month into some of these.
You fucking tomatoes.
You better fucking live. I need my cherry tomatoes.
Don't you fucking give out on me.
Don't you die on me. So, a little bit of viewer engagement. If you're on YouTube, or if you, I guess, we have Twitter, right? DM us on Twitter. We do have a Twitter. Send me any recipes that involve either potatoes or oranges.
Orange soup. You put the orange in the water and you turn it on the stove and then you boil it and make it hot and then it's soup.
Oh, what did you make for dinner? Orange soup. I learned that one orange, if you juice one orange, you get about half a cup of juice. It works out just fine. That like, there's like some formula I guess you could work out there of just like how much of the weight of an orange is juice, but it's a lot.
How much of humans are made out of juice?
We are a lot of juice. People are rather wet.
We're fucking full of juice. I'm sorry about the creaky chair. The creaky chair is back for this 1 week. Actually, I don't even know if it was here last week, but it's back at the moment. Humans
are built like those little like toys that's like, it's like a plastic bag kind of thing or like a rubber outside, and it's just like filled with like a gelatin kind of liquid on the inside. It's like
kids like those plastic bags with like kidneys in them when they're juicy and you squeeze them. You just squeeze them and they scream and then they go, ah, and you're like, and then you keep squeezing.
I like to just go up behind my coworkers and be like, whoop, got your kidney.
That reminds me of this awesome game I saw that Game Grumps did play recently. Like they played Bad Ben like a year or two ago, but they played this game called Say No More, and it's just this game. I don't know how to fucking explain it, but it's got like weird like graphics on par with like Night of the Consumers, and it's this kind of game that gives you like a superpower that makes it seem like it's relevant in the real world, but it's just really stupid. But it's like a really fun game because it knows how to do its stupid comedy well. And I would just recommend you all go watch it because that's the only way you're going to understand how I mean that, because I don't know how to explain it well. But
or better yet, play it yourself and support the dev.
Or yeah, that's true. It's on Steam. It's only like, it's actually on the spring sale. Oh, that ended by the time this comes out. Well, you should still buy it anyway. It's very cheap. It's just like $3 on the spring sale right now. Speaking of that spring sale, it is nuts. Like majority of my wish list is on sale right now.
I haven't looked at it really because I already like blew my entire budget on Helldivers 2, and I'm not buying another game for months because of it.
Yeah, no, the only reason I looked at it is just because I opened Steam today and it was like spring sale and I was like, oh yes, another seasonal sale. And I looked at it and I was like, oh shit, I might be able to perchance acquire us both some video games. But yeah, there's like a lot going on.
You can't just say perchance.
Well, I mean, depends on if like a game you want is on sale and I can afford it. I guess is where my perchance comes in, but I'm willing to regardless.
It's a meme. That's a dumb TikTok meme.
You can't just say perchance.
Because there was like some kid's essay where it was like
I think I've seen that.
It was about like Wile E. Coyote or something.
Oh yeah, I saw something similar to that, but I know what you're talking about. I think Sonic Frontiers is only $24 right now, though.
Oh my god,
that's crazy. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 is $20.
I think I've seen the first like half hour of Sonic Frontiers, and I'm like, I'm good. No, thank you.
I still have. I mean, I've seen maybe the first like 20 minutes, maybe. I don't even know if I've seen that much.
I remember very distinctly in like the beta footage of Sonic Frontiers, there was just like random rails in the sky with rings, and people were just like, why are those just floating there? That doesn't really look quite right. And everyone's like, oh, don't worry, that's just temporary assets. It's just there for like a play test, just to show you how the mechanics work. And then the game released and it's still there, still just rails floating in the sky.
Yeah, no, that's like their Breath of the Wild. That's like, I guess like shrines for them in a way. It's just like a thing to do. But also it's like speed boosters for just running around the world, but there is like stuff to do. I watched this video that was pretty intricate about how people broke Sonic Frontiers, because it's not the easiest Sonic game to break, but that's like the most I've seen of it is that video.
Oh, I learned the other day that apparently the voice actor for Sonic in Sonic Unleashed, who is not the usual voice actor, I'm pretty sure. I think it was somebody else who did Sonic Unleashed. Very iconically, the death scream with the werehog. He's like, you know, like very intense. Apparently, at the time that was recorded, the VA was like kind of under the weather, and doing that scream almost ruined his voice permanently.
That's fucked up.
He almost lost it all to the werehog scream.
Yeah, the werehogs will get you in the night if you're not careful.
Yeah, which is why you need to protect yourself by subscribing to Closing Shift and following it on your favorite podcast listening platform.
Yeah, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube Music or regular YouTube.
If you like this podcast or leave a rating, it'll protect you for the next week until the episode comes back. Do it right now.
Turn on notifications.
Quickly, before the episode ends.